Alright, y'all, we're back with another one, man. This video is also going to be about the micro dagger. I know that this thing has been in the spotlight in my last few videos because I've really been trying to focus on it, trying to basically bring this thing to life after having issues with it. Obviously, don't mind that. That's probably my cat meowing in the background if y'all hear any meowing. So yeah, like I said, man, I've just been trying to bring this thing back, trying to make it, to where I like it, as far as wanting to carry it and, making it like the ultimate micro EDC. But as y'all know, this thing does come, this has came with problems, and I know I'm not the only one because I've seen other people with problems as well. Most notably, this dagger does not eat steel case whatsoever. My first 3 shots through this, the gun locked up, if you watch my first range review video on it. So yeah, that happened. We were able to solve that issue. Obviously, steel case expands. This barrel does not like steel case, which is weird because obviously all my other Glocks, I can feed them steel case, even my other PSA compact dagger. But being though this is the micro, I don't know if that has anything to do with it, being as though the barrel might be smaller, obviously. I don't know. I mean, it's a 9mm barrel, so either way, it should still be able to. Why it doesn't, I don't know. I don't know if that's part of some breaking period, but most recently, it's been doing well. This last range visit, obviously, you guys know I just put the Otter red dot on here. So I've been contemplating whether or not want to take it to the range. I was finally able to take it the other day. I went to sight it in. Well, basically, I already sighted it in. It kind of basically came from the factory sighted in. I didn't really have to make that many adjustments, very minor adjustments, and this thing was perfect. It was spot on. The only thing I will say, the dot came loose at the range. I fired a couple rounds through it. I don't really know how much, I'm gonna be honest. I did shoot well over a few mags, more than once. So I would probably say, give or take, about 150 rounds was spent that day at the range. Through this gun alone, that's not including the other guns I shot, but obviously this video is not about other guns. So yeah, basically the green dot was fine. Still on target with no issues. The dot is relatively small, a little bit smaller than what I would like it to be. As you guys know, I'm blind as a bat, if you hadn't noticed, and if you haven't noticed in my other videos, I make it very clearly that I have astigmatism. So I do have that dot, the Siley Web 2 on my other dagger, which actually has a super big dot. Obviously, I don't need the dot to be that big to focus on it, but this one is definitely just a little bit smaller than that. And pretty much all the other dots that I have, obviously because it doesn't have the circle dot, this is just a green dot, and I prefer the circle dot technology just because it's just easier for me to focus. Some people don't like it, they feel like it's too much in the window. For me, I prefer the circle dot, so this one just takes a little bit more getting used to, being as though it's just the green dot itself, whereas though my Wolf 2 and my Hollison SCS has the circle dot technology on it. But yeah, like I said, as far as the gun goes, I mean, the gun's fine. Most notably, the latest issue I had with it at this last range trip was the double feeding. So YouTube, real quick, I do have ammunition in here, but we are empty. I can even show you proof. Nothing in the chamber. So yeah, as I was saying, I think the problem of the double feeding came with this because I just put this on. This is the +5 from XS Arms, or should I say +6, because I actually have 21 rounds in here at the moment. I was able to get 21 rounds in this with no issues at all. Literally no extra effort. It went in as if it was supposed to, which was crazy to me because it's supposed to be a +5. So I don't know what's that about. Not a bad thing. It's cycle fine. But towards the end of the range session, I did have a few double feeds on it. So I don't know if that has something to do with it. Being as though the +5, I don't know if that's something to do with just it being so new, the spring tension on it. I have no idea. But with the +2 XS arms, I did not have that issue at all. I've never had any double feeds or anything like that that only happened with the +5 one, so I don't know. So I'm not gonna blame that on the gun. The gun cycle's fine, no jams or anything like that. No failure to eject, no stovepipes. Any of the issues that I basically was having in the early stages were fine. This gun is approaching 600 rounds. We're a little over 500 on it, so I will call this the 500 mile mark. Like I said, minor issues, nothing that can't be fixed up. You know, for the price of the gun, I still feel like it's a good deal. If you're planning to EDC this, I would definitely take it to the range and cycle a few hundred rounds from the gate, just so that way you could kind of understand if yours have any issues, because I've seen some people that said they haven't had one issue with theirs. So like I said, it's maybe just a few of us that got a batch that just maybe wasn't, you know, thoroughly reviewed before it passed inspections to get out to the consumer. I don't know what it is. You know, I don't know how they do what they do as far as, like, you know, the R&D department, or, you know, when they test this stuff before they send it out to us, obviously. But either way, like I said, we probably just, some of us got a bad batch, and you know, the rest who didn't have issues, they might have just got lucky. You know, it happens like that. I mean, there's plenty of guns that I see that people say they have issues with. Even the compact Dagger, I've heard people say they had issues with that. I've never had any issues with that one. Not one, no failure to feed or anything on that. The only thing I could say about the compact Dagger was that it failed to lock back on a few mags that I had when I first got it. But now it doesn't do it at all. It locks back every time. So like I said, the micro, I'm not gonna say it's plagued with issues. I think a lot of people were having similar issues. Shout out to my bro Stormtrooper, because I know he also had a lot of issues that he's been tweaking out with his as well. And most recently, from what I know, he said that his is doing fine now. So I would like to report that mine's is pretty much good. Like I said, the issue that it had with the double fee, I'm gonna blame that on the +5. I'm probably going to take it back off and just put the regular base plate back on and take it back and see what happens. But I mean, like I said, I don't think it's a major issue. Nothing like the first issues I was having with it. But yeah, this video was just kind of summing up my most recent issues with the Dagger. And of course, like I said, the dot is fine for the price I paid for it. I'm not going to discuss any price because I don't want YouTube to think I'm selling anything. And I know these new policies have been into effect. I don't want to get striked. So if you guys want to do your research, just do your own research. I gave you the name of the dot. You know where to find it at. That's what Google's for. So I'm not really going to get into all of that. But like I said, for me, this is a value dot compared to like the higher end, because for the price that you pay for it, it's robust. You get a solid build on it. If you plan on throwing this thing off the roof or anything like that, I'm not going to do that, but I don't think you'll have an issue with it. Like I said, the green dot stood on point. I was able to get back on target each time with each shot fired, so I didn't have any issues with that whatsoever. Like I said, it just came loose. I put some blue Loctite on it, so it should be fine now. I think that's where I went wrong. I didn't put any Loctite. I just screwed them in, and then I had the issues where it got loose. So yeah, I'm gonna put I did put Loctite, so as you can see, if you hear any wiggling, that's just the frame to the slide. It wiggles a little bit, obviously. But yeah, as you can see, no wiggle whatsoever. Like I said, it only came loose from the recoil and firing shots through it. It loosened up, so I put some blue Loctite. We'll see how that holds up over time. But yeah, man, I don't want to make this video too long. I just wanted to give you guys a quick range update, a quick update on the micro, what I've been doing to it, and what's my sole purpose for it. I do plan on EDCing it. I've carried it once or twice so far. I think I'm just so used to carrying my 19X that, you know, pretty much that's what I always carry. I always resort to that gun. But this is in the rotation. Will I carry it every day? Probably not at the moment, but I do carry it. Like I said, I've been trying to carry it from time to time. So, you know, over time, we'll see how that changes. You know, a lot of times you get used to a gun and then you start carrying it more than others. You start showing that gun more love than all your other guns, and then your other guns become safe queens. So I don't know if that'll technically happen with this, but lately it has been getting a lot of attention on the channel. So like I said, I'll keep you guys updated with the build, or whatever you want to call this thing. And then we'll just keep it at that, man. But like I said, man, micro Dagger, Can't go wrong with it. It's not the worst gun out there. It's not the best gun out there, but it's definitely a contender, especially for the micro compact. Again, I'll throw the magazine in there just so you can see. Come on, man. You can't tell me that's not a contender right there. Micro contender. 21 rounds. Perfect slim. Don't worry, I ain't flagging myself. Perfect slim finish, as you can see. And no, I'm not flagging y'all. I got this pointed down. The camera is that way. But come on, man. You can't tell me this ain't the perfect EDC. With the issues worked out, 21 rounds, come on. There y'all have it, man. Like I said, I'm going to end the video right here, man. If y'all want to know anything, just hit me up in the comment section. Otherwise, I'm going to catch y'all on the next video. Y'all be safe out there, gang.